Hello, clever people, and welcome to my review for Good Boys. So Good Boys is a movie following the story of these three sixth graders that just came into middle school, and it follows them on one day where they are trying to get into a kissing party. And in this kissing party is one of the boys' crushes who really wants to get in there. However, they need to do something before it involving a drone, because there was his father's drone. They were trying to spy on his neighbor to try to see his neighbor kissing, but unfortunately the neighbor got a hold of the drone, and the drone ended up, and they needed to try to get the drone back, and after they couldn't, there were some other problems that they had to go through. Basically, it's just a super light plot that they use as a template for jokes. So Good Boys came to us from producer Seth Rogen, and really this movie, it just felt like a Seth Rogen comedy, except take the three main guys in it and de-age them by about 20 years, and that's essentially what you get. Going into Good Boys, I was a bit worried about it because on one side, it was very liberating for people who are in sixth grade and are constantly being represented on screen as, oh, look, they are basically just the same as children. They are super immature. They have no maturity at all. They don't understand where they are at all in the world. That was my problem when I was in sixth grade. It's pretentious as hell, I know. But back then, I thought that kids weren't respected as much as they should be. And I thought that if there were movies out there that could liberate children my age back then, 5th, 6th, 7th grade, and shown that they aren't just children, but that they have emotions that are significant and that they are in fact not as childish and angelic as we like to believe, I think that's great. Some of the liberating movies recently have been 8th Grade and Good Boys. And both of those movies, if I had seen them back then, I would have been really happy because I would have seen that kids at that age are being accurately represented. And the thing about Good Boys is that I think that it goes a step further with that representation, but it's still a step in the right direction. They kind of overdo it. I think that some of the stuff that happens to these sixth graders is more stuff that would happen in 8th grade than 6th grade. But still, I thought that it led to a lot of funny scenarios. And the thing is, this is probably the best pure comedy of the year because there weren't a lot of other movies this year that were pure comedies. There were movies that were funny, but they didn't focus mostly on comedy. Booksmart is a tough one because it kind of straddles that line. It's a comedy, but honestly, I feel like that movie is more drama than comedy. This is the first more comedy than drama movie of the year that I can say I really, really enjoyed because I laughed throughout the entire runtime. This is a hilarious movie, and it's not for the reasons that the trailer advertised. It seemed like every trailer to this movie was trying to show, look, it's these sixth graders saying really offensive stuff. Isn't that funny? And that was kind of the whole point of the movie. And I was worried about that going in, but that is not at all. All the jokes make sense. All the jokes logically build onto one another. It's not like they're just trying to throw a bunch of jokes out there and seeing what sticks. All the jokes are well thought out. They're all well planned, and they all fit with the characters with what's happening in that moment. My only real problems with the movie is that if you take all the jokes away, the movie is still okay. It's decent because there's some good messages about friendship and about who you're friends with and how long you're friends with them. But honestly, at times the movie could be a bit exhausting and going overboard with jokes and not having enough to back it up. That was a problem with me for Good Boys. And beyond that, like I said earlier, over-liberation. There's stuff that these kids do that normal sixth graders would not do. And there's also some character things that felt a bit confusing when involving parents at the end. Especially one kid who admits a lot of stuff to his parents that just didn't make sense. There's just little bits of stuff like that throughout. But in the end, I left the theater to Good Boys pretty happy that I saw it. I think it's a really cute movie. It's really entertaining. It's really funny. And anybody who's going out and wants to see an entertaining comedy with a little bit of heart, this is absolutely perfect for it. I will give Good Boys a 7.25 out of 10. Also, one more thing about this movie, big positive, the young actors in this movie are awesome. They are terrific. There's rarely a moment in this movie where they don't do a great job. And I'm so glad that Hollywood has kind of moved away from having kid actors purely for the fact that they were cute. That was kind of a 90s, 2000s, even early 2010s things. But recently, they've been hiring a lot of kid actors with really strong acting talent. Good Boys is a great example of that. But anyways, that concludes my review for Good Boys. So, what did you think of Good Boys, or what is your favorite movie centering around middle schoolers? Comment in the comment section below and let me know. I'm Robert Burke, and this has been The Clever Critics. Goodbye.